Hey, what's going on? This is Anthony. Diary of an Adopted Son. Diary of an Adopted Son. All right. So today I'm going to talk to you about how I met my biological father. Okay. Now I need your permission on something. Okay. I need your permission. If that's okay. Um, this is probably going to take a little more than 5 minutes. I know all the videos are under 5 minutes, so I need your permission that I can go maybe a little bit over. Is that okay? Okay. Thank you. All right. So, dang, how I met my biological father. Well, I have to talk about, I actually met him indirectly, so I actually haven't met him in person just yet. But I need to set that up. But I actually met his family, his brothers and his sisters, and that whole experience was just, I will remember it for the rest of my life. So let me tell you what happened. So it all started. Well, first off, I was trying to look for him for years. Okay, when I met my biological mother in 2010, Cynthia Yates, I have a sister called named Octavia. Okay, it's a lot of us. Okay, it's 10 of us. We lost one. Rest in peace to Alfonso. Okay, my little baby brother. Now, when I met my biological mother, I found out about Octavia. Now, I had always heard about Octavia. Okay, we always heard about her, but I had never met her. Okay, so I met her, and she was like, "Hey, my mother, Cynthia." She said, "You guys got the same father," and that kind of made me become closer to her, Octavia, because we had the same father. Okay, so we was looking for him in 2010 when I first met her, my biological mother. We was looking for him, and then nothing happened. Then when I went, I got into a serious relationship, and then me and her, we started looking for him. This is like 2013 or 14. So 4 years later, we still didn't find him, right? And then one day, so I looked for him twice before I actually found him. But then one day, my little sister, Shalonda, okay, she actually she actually had breast cancer, okay, stage 4 breast cancer. So she called me in April 2019 and said, "Anthony, I know you have your time. It's a little more free than most people. You can kind of move around as you please sometimes. If you can, come down here and support me with my cancer." And I was like, that's the homie, So yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go support my little sister, I know nobody else was going to do it. As far as, I knew it had to take somebody from her blood to do this, something like that. All right, I'll just put it like that. So I went down there to Chicago, summer 2019. And in December 2018, my sister called me, Octavia, and said, "Hey, I think we found our biological father." So this was about 6 months before I went to Chicago to help my little sister Shalonda, okay? So she said, "I think we found our biological father." I swear to God, like, I was trembling. I was like, "Okay, send me the link, send me the picture." She sent me the picture, and it was crazy. Like, when I seen this dude's face, it was scary. Because from the side, it was a split image. Okay, so I was like, that's dude right there. I know that's him. Like, I was like, that's him. It's a done deal. So I always had that in my mind, but I just kind of kept it there. But then when I went to Chicago, I was like, well, shit, since I'm here, I might as well look for, I might as well start searching. So I paid for this company, and I started searching for, Willie Harrison. I started searching for him, and then I started seeing like a lot of his siblings. Now my father, my grandmother and grandfather had a lot of kids as well. It's a lot of them. I think it's like 11 of them. Shoot, maybe more than that. Okay, so I started searching. I literally started texting I text like 11 different people at the same time, because one of my sisters that he had with another woman, I started texting like 10 people with the same name. I was like, "Hey, this is Anthony. I'm Willie Harrison's son. I'm here in Chicago. I would like to meet you. I'm his biological son." And I hit like 13. I text like 13 phone numbers, and then one person responded, and it was like, "Hey, yeah, this is Latanya, and and so, I ended up meeting her, and it's funny, they was literally 2 to 5 miles up the street. Like, they was close. I was happy and grateful that everybody was close, because they could have been in California or New York or somewhere crazy where I had to go travel. So I ended up meeting her. Me and my little sister Shalonda went to go meet her, and then I found out about my aunties, and it's a lot of aunties, okay? Rest in peace to Auntie Sivy. Rest in peace to Auntie Ann, And so I met my auntie Peggy, which was a really nice experience. And so I met her, she's like, yeah, your father, and she talked about the whole jail situation. And she talked about, how they tried to get us, and DCFS wouldn't let us, because my family, they take family members in, so if it's a kid or somebody that went into the system, actually it was other people in our family that went into the system, and our family, the Harrisons, they actually took those kids in. So, they couldn't get us. Like my auntie was telling me the whole story, how, they was trying to get us out of the system, but it was kind of like too late or whatever. So, I ended up meeting them. I ended up meeting, all my aunties. And when they saw me, it was crazy. They like, one of my aunties took off her glasses like, oh my God, because they say I look just like my father, Willie Harrison. It was kind of scary, that they kind of felt like they met him in a way, because we literally look just alike. Now he has another son, but I look just like him or whatever, right? So yeah, I ended up meeting them, man. It was great, man. Meeting all my cousins, my cousins, and it was one of my cousins. Two of them actually went to the same high school with me, and I didn't even know they was my cousins. It was funny. Like I talked to them a few times, and we was cousins the whole time, and that's kind of funny, right? And so, but my auntie Peggy, she had a birthday party that was real nice. Like that's why I met a lot of my family members, and my auntie Bird, she's just such a sweetheart. My auntie Bird, like they don't make aunties like her anymore. I just say it like that. She was crying and kissing over me and stuff when I first met, her and my auntie, my other aunties. And it was so much fun, meeting them. It was something I remember for the rest of my life, because it was a great experience. They embraced me with love. They embraced me with love and care. They invited me over to houses, me and Shalonda. They ate with us. They talked about, they showed us old photo albums, and I was just like, dang, they was having a lot of fun as a family, and they was literally a mile up the street the whole time. And I just was looking at my auntie Peggy's house, just looking at the pictures and stuff, and I was like, dang, all these years I missed, we had fun as a child in our childhood, but it's just kind of weird that my biological family is right up the street. I'm literally 1 mile up the street, and we didn't even know, and they didn't know, okay? But it was fun going to my auntie Peggy's birthday party. It was so much fun, man, meeting all my aunties again, meeting their kids, my cousins, it was fun. Like I took a picture with me, my cousin Steve, and one of my other cousins, and it was a really fun experience, I'm glad I got to experience that before COVID-19 hit, because that probably wouldn't have happened. But it was so much fun, and so that's when I wrote my first letter to my biological father. That's when I wrote my first letter to him. And I was like, hey, this is Anthony. He wrote me back like, hey, I remember you, man, when you was a baby. Because remember, I was with my biological father for 2 years before I got adopted. So, it's not like I was, like they had me and then shipped me off or whatever. Like, I was with my biological mother and father for 2 years, before I got adopted. So he was talking about how I used to hand him his shoes before he used to go off to work. And, he's just giving me a lot of insight, telling me, like he never wanted this to happen, because my mother, they kind of got into it one night, and the story is that she just got up and took us all and left. She just got us and took us and left, because they was having a lot of arguments. They had their own place, and they had to move in with my grandmother, rest in peace. She was a sweetheart, my grandmother. She really took care of the family. She took people in when they needed help, and she died in 2010. But rest in peace to my grandmother, and so yeah, that's kind of what happened. It's coming up on 10 minutes. I appreciate you letting me start over. That's kind of how I met my biological father's family. It was a great experience. I remember for the rest of my life. Every time I go to Chicago, it's kind of weird right now, because I went to Chicago last month before last, but since COVID-19, it's a little weird. But once COVID clears up, I would like to see more of my cousins and my aunties and uncles. So it was a great experience. I met a lot of my uncles, a lot of my father's friends, before he went in to jail. Like they was like, oh, you Willie's son? Like, and they embraced me and told me a lot of stories about him being in Mississippi and getting chased by the Ku Klux Klan or something like that. Like he fell in a river one time and was on the news. I don't know, like there's all these stories, but Diary of an Adopted Son. I appreciate you letting me go over 5 minutes. All these videos are under 5 minutes, so this will be the only one that's over 10 minutes, okay? But it's a great feeling knowing where you come from. So make sure you like the video, subscribe, send it to somebody who haven't seen their biological parents yet, and send it to a foster or adopted mother or father who willingly or unwillingly had to give up their kids. Okay, this video in this series may, soothe some of their pains. Okay, so this is Anthony, Diary of an Adopted Son. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Peace out.